Hi guys, Currency Gamers here today. Today's the 22nd of December. Oh sugar, let me see that. Let me make this full screen. Anyway, today we're gonna go over a setup I was stalking on UUSD. Now our plan wasn't hit 100%, so this setup wasn't taken, but the main bulk of our plan was there. So I'm going to explain to you why I was interested in EURUSD today. So coming to USD, you'll notice we had a H4 raid of this high here. Okay, in the daily time frame as well, we not the H12 time frame as well. I was looking more at price possibly coming lower because that H4 raid was also a H12 raid of this high. Okay, now down here as well, we have quite a few lows here, and we also have this H4 order block resting down here. Once we had this H4 plus H12 raid, I was looking at H1 market structure. Now let me remove this. I was waiting for a break of this level. You'll notice we raided this high, and we had an M5 plus an M15 MSB. But really and truly, I like to see H1 structure be in alignment with our bias. Okay, and the H1 structure wasn't in alignment until we took out this low. So once we had a break of this low with this candle here, let me go back. That is when I was looking at the range from this low to this high, these highs up here. Okay, and if you notice, we then had this H1 order block just here. Now dropping down the time frame, you'll notice that H1 order block was a clean M30 order block as well, just here. So that was my point of interest to look for a M5 MSB. Now once we had the M5 retracing this area, I was waiting for M5 MSB to then be in alignment. Now unfortunately, as you can see, we never actually got that. The nearest market structure break would have been this level here, and you can see that's just a crazy SL size for me to use. Going down to M1, we did have an MSB here on the M1, but even then on the M1 there wouldn't have been any opportunities to get back up into that breaker zone here. So as you can see, this up here, a lot of confluences to go short. We had our area marked out, we had our bias, we had everything, but coming down to the M5, we just didn't have our final bit for our execution. And this is where you can get caught out and taking silly trades, because when you skip rules in your plan, it will then lead you to take trades that are not as high probable as you've back tested, and it will lead to more silly losses, which will then affect your mental capital and your psychology in the long run. Okay, so yeah, that was a setup that I wouldn't say we missed it, but it was a setup that is a good thing to study from in regards to bias and our H1 direction, H1 order flow. But in regards to entry, the entry just was not there. Now with setups like this, you can't be upset, you can't be annoyed, especially when your entry isn't there. Let's say our entry was there and we got what's the word, we got swerved by, let's say 2 or 3 pips. Yeah, you probably will be annoyed, but when it's your setup and your entry pattern isn't even there, there's no point getting annoyed. What this is a good study, and it's a good way to study price, because what I'll do now is I'll screenshot the H1, I'll screenshot the H4 where we had our primary PD array, I'll screenshot the H12, and I'll also screenshot the M5 to show that, yeah, everything aligned apart from our M5 MSB. As I said before, I could have taken it before we broke this H1 low, but setups like this in my studies have proven to be less probable in the long run. So I'd rather see a H1 MSB and then a return into that H1 area to then have an expansion lower. As you can see, we got all of that, but we just didn't get entry in that area. Okay, going on throughout the day, you can see we just continue to go lower. So our bias was correct for the day, which is that entry was in there, which is one of those things. As I said, it's just, you just journal and you and you go about your day and get ready for the next trading day. Considering this week is Christmas, I'm not really upset that I haven't taken any trades so far. I mean, we still have tomorrow, but we're not going to expect too much from tomorrow. But there's not much you can do in these type of situations, to be completely honest with you. Okay, but that's all I wanted to say today. In regards to tomorrow, let me get rid of this and that. Excuse me. I'll be looking at this H4 order block as a draw on there, and on the H4, and it'll be interesting to see if we can come back up into a premium of the H4 and get nice H1 structure to prove us to go bearish. In regards to Euro GBP, we hit our target we've been discussing, that we discussed this Monday, sorry. I was talking about these highs here getting taken out. In regards to his setup to actually get out there, as you can see, the H4 wasn't the cleanest to get out there. And if the H4 is not clean, I don't really like to go down to the H1 to find a level to go long from. But again, this is something you studied, this is something you put in your journal. We were correct on our forecast. We said the price would hit this level, and it's hit it cleanly. In regards to an entry, you're not always going to get that entry, but it's just one of those things. In regards to Euro GBP, I don't have a bias going into the new year, and for tomorrow, to be honest. Probably just save this pair for after the 1st of January. But in regards to USD, let's see what we can get once we tap this H4 order block. But as for tonight, that'll be all. And yeah, good luck and have a good Christmas.